talking about court and the rules and the laws within the federation of a professional sports league versus the judicial system. What's going on now is mind-boggling with Brady. That the courts, I don't understand how the courts can get involved in stopping the suspension.
Well, Frank, I just read it in a cursory fashion, but when you have arbitration of any description and you preclude a key witness, in this case, one of the guys from the NFL, whether it was Jeff Pash, you remember him, Phil, the guy?
I sure do. I do.
Yeah, he's high, and they would not let him testify.
Yeah, but
the NFL.
You need to hear me out here. If you have, if you have where the courts get involved in the criminal courts, or even the if you commit a criminal act, that's it. It's not part of the any league rules. It supersedes the league rules. But what I'm saying to you is, if the league is punishing you 4-game suspension because you broke a rule in the league, and it's in the handbook of the NFL, and you get 4 games, I don't understand how a fucking court can overturn that. A civil court.
Because they have no evidence.
Civil court.
They have no evidence.
And the NFL took it to court. They got it out of Commissioner Goodell's hands. This guy's hopeless. He hasn't called one right in 2 years.
But it just fucking undermines the rule book. Fuck the rule book then.
It makes them realize that the rule book is not God. Roger Goodell is not God. And if you give a player 4 fucking games for cross-checking a guy in the neck, and that's what the leagues come down, and he goes to court and in civil court, and he overturns that 4 games and whatever the monetary punishment is, it just fucking castrates and mutes any rules that the NHL has. So why have them?
But you got to understand this. In hockey, you see it because there's videotape of everybody cross-checking anybody or what have you. The proof is in the pudding. So they don't want to get the league or the government involved in that, because there could be, and haven't we had people sue for getting hurt in a hockey game? And it's sort of just...
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is I agree with everything, but I guess I'm not articulating or getting my point across. I'm just saying is, if you go to court every time, and I agree with that, that's a good analogy, Phil, that when you have actual physical proof, like a video and the guy's hands are in the cookie jar, it's pretty incriminating evidence, right? But you got fucking rules as a league, and then you go cry to a civil court, you undermine the rule book.
No, but Frank, I know what you're trying to say. Goodell is not the rule book. If in the rule book it said that if you were taking weight out of footballs, you would be suspended for 4 games, there would be no recourse. No recourse. This was set up by God himself, Roger Goodell.
Yeah, but if there's a punishment, but in the rule book it says that the ball has to have a certain amount of air in.
Yeah, but what they're saying...
and the allegation is that he tampered with the ball and made the ball unofficially usable for a game because he tampered with it.
No, but Frank,
didn't.
They haven't proven that. And that's the whole
point.
I'm
saying.
Say it again, please, guys. I'm trying to I can't hear. What did you say, Phil?
I said they haven't proven it. They can't prove it.
They can't.
Okay, so if they can't fucking prove it, hear me out, guys. If I'm going to go with what you said, Phil. If they can't prove it, he's represented by the Players Association, the union, right?
That's correct.
So they are the ones that should just go to the league and deal with it in the house within the league without bringing it to court.
Well, that's what the judge has just told them, Frank.
That's exactly right. But Goodell won't go that back. I understand, and I've heard this from a very, very reliable source, that Brady went to them and said, look, okay, suspend me for 1 game. I'll admit that I did something wrong, which I didn't, but I'll admit it, that they did it, and you suspend me for 1 game, and let's quit this. And Goodell said no.
Yep, that's exactly what you can tell that's what the judge knows that, and he's told them.
Absolutely, he knows it.
Okay, so here I'm going to come again. I agree with everything you say. So why wouldn't the Players Association, right, go to Goodell and say, "Fuck you"? You know, you don't have any proof. You know, he adamantly denies that he had anything to do with it. You don't have any absolutely beyond a reasonable doubt of proof that he did it, and so you have to overturn your suspension.
Well,
go ahead, Bill.
Practically said that by going to one game.
Exactly.
Goodell, who thinks he's God, Frank, just won't do it.
So he said no way. He stuck it. So they're fighting it in civil court. Is that what we're talking about?
Goodell's going to lose. You mark my words. He's going to lose.
The judge is going to throw it out. He's not going to get a game.
Who's going to lose? Brady?
No.
The judge is going to throw it out.
Yep.
But what power would the judge? What power? So I don't understand how the court would have a power to govern over the jurisdiction of the rules that are in the confines of a professional league.
Well, I'll tell you how. Because it's money. There's money involved. There's 4 games of a salary.
Okay, so he's saying if I get suspended, the league's got to pay me that fucking money because I didn't do it, and they're doing me a dishonor and a disservice by punishing me for something I didn't do. So that's why they brought the civil court in.
Well, they had the right to appeal, and that's what the NFLPA did. And they put it into federal court, and the judge just told them yesterday, gentlemen, and he told the NFL, the league, this is not right. The arbitration was not performed correctly because you precluded one of your top executives from being a witness. That's the first thing. And based on what I've seen, this thing is not going to go into court. It's going to be thrown out. He's as much as told them that. Sit your ass down next week and settle it. And what Phil says, I think, is probably as close to the truth as anything.
I believe what Phil says is accurate, and it makes logical sense. What I was just trying to tell you guys is that it should have been settled within the confines of their own family, their own house, which is the league, right?
Shut up.
Bring civil court in undermines everybody, and it's dirty laundry, and I think it really defeats the purpose of PR trying to keep the up and up of the image of the NFL.
Well, you're right about that, Frankie, but Brady is so adamant about this.
Yeah, he's not going to back down. I mean, everybody said it. I read a thing where a sports writer, I can't remember his name at this point in time, said, you know, Brady believes that he didn't do anything wrong, and I believe him. That's how much he believes it in himself, right? And enough already. Like, I mean, let's fucking move on.